Alright guys, we finally got the camera set up to work, and hopefully it doesn't fall off while I'm driving. I bought the suction cup thing and it seems to be holding well. I did a couple of test runs while I was driving earlier, but right now I'm gonna be getting urban fish tacos with Pastor June for dinner before I head back to UC Riverside. Literally, the fact that I'm not even actually going to Riverside, but I'm still taking an approximately 30-minute drive is kind of just a testament to how profitable it could be if I just filmed something every single drive. It's pretty crazy. I think the topic that I wanted to cover today is the feeling of I don't really know what I'm doing. You might not know, or you might not feel like you know what you're doing, but it's fine because I feel the same way. You're scared. But low-key, it's fine because I'm scared too. That's literally going to be today's topic. And the reason why I sort of came to this topic of choice is from talking with one of my friends named Luke. Now, Luke is a guy who I know from church, right? He's a Japanese Korean guy. You've seen him before in videos, more likely than not. But Luke said something that really struck a chord in my heart. And I just feel like I really wanted to talk about it on today's episode while I'm just driving down to Chino Hills. It's a 30-minute drive for 10 miles. What is going on with the traffic today? Anyways, back on topic. So the way that Luke sort of framed his feeling of incompetence was that he recently started working at this coffee shop that's in Fullerton. And before that, he used to work at Monday to Sunday, which is the coffee shop that's in one of the vlogs that I posted in December. He used to work at Monday to Sunday, but he quit. And he started working at this other coffee shop in Fullerton called Mugs. There's a Mugs in Diamond Bar that I do have in a couple of videos, but there's a Mugs location in Fullerton. Actually, it's rebranded now, so it's something different. It's called Lovetta. But Luke worked there for approximately like 2 days, and then he quit. And the thing that he was telling me about was the fact that he had worked at Monday to Sunday for months and months on end, right? He knew the job super well. He knew how to operate the point of sale. He knew how to interact with customers. But when he started working at Mugs, for some reason, it just felt like he got transported back to day one. Like he's never worked a day in his life. And it was just a super negative experience for him. Not because of like the customers or anything, but just because it felt like he was uncomfortable. He felt like he was incompetent. He felt like he was a burden on his coworkers, and literally that led him to quit his job on like the second day or the first, like after his first shift or something like absolutely insane. I think there's only one other time I've ever heard someone quit their job on the spot after their first shift, and that was my dad. He told me the story of his first job. It was in a movie theater, and he told me that he quit after his first shift at the movie theater because that's how bad of an experience it was. And I really thought about this theme of like feeling a little bit incompetent and uncomfortable with your situation. And the realization while I was just sitting in my thoughts was that low-key, in that moment, Luke probably didn't have it all figured out. But that's fine, because I don't have it all figured out either. Like I really looked at it from a perspective of like, he feels this way, but I feel that way too, which is crazy. I feel like a lot of people go through life expecting, as the older, like when you get older, when you have more experience, they kind of expect that feeling of I don't know what the heck I'm doing to just go away. When in reality, that just doesn't really happen. Never in my life have I ever met somebody who said, yeah, I've got this all figured out, unless they were kicking back and being lazy. Like, let's be completely honest here. And something that I think I've really been trying to work on lately is more embracing this feeling of uncomfortable. Like embracing the uncomfortable a little bit. I've been really focusing hard on doing that. Mainly because I believe that the analogy of going to the gym. When you go to the gym and you lift heavy weights, it hurts. But why do you continue to lift? Because you know it's that good type of pain. That's sort of how I feel about the situation that Luke was bringing to my attention. I sort of framed it in my mind as good pain, where being uncomfortable sort of teaches you things. Now you might be wondering, what the heck can you learn working at a cafe? Well, you can learn customer interaction, social interaction with random people, right? You can learn how to make small talk, you learn how to make drinks, you learn how to do teamwork, especially if there's somebody else on a shift with you. Communication, and just being, yeah, you just learn all of those skills, just interacting with people, your coworkers. Even learning how to make drinks is low-key kind of sick. You learn all these new things when you work at a cafe, let alone any other job that could have been in the place of Monday to Sunday, right? So we have all these jobs, or we have all these experiences that you can learn from working this job. Now, I think it's a little bit natural that you're gonna feel uncomfortable, but that's part of the growing experience. And I guess something that I didn't really agree with, not in like a negative way, but something that I didn't really relate to, was sort of this sentiment, in my opinion, that Luke tends to run away from what's uncomfortable. I think I've told him semblance of what I'm telling you right now, that he sort of runs away from the uncomfortable. I've told him that before in the past, or at least I've hinted at it, because in my opinion, the fact that you're feeling uncomfortable in this situation might mean that you're doing something right. Going back to the gym thing, if you're doing push-ups and you realize, oh crap, like my chest feels really sore, and you deduce that to be something that you should avoid, you're never going to go to the gym ever again. Or at least you're never going to work out hard enough to where the growth actually becomes possible. I guess expanding on this gym analogy, if you're doing 4 sets, 10 reps, and you never fail a set, you're never actually going to get stronger. Just think about it like that. And it's sort of this growth that everyone really expects. Like, I remember when I was in elementary school, I was a first grader, and I would look up to the kids in grade 6, and I would say, wow, those kids must have it all figured out. And when I got to grade 6, I looked up to the middle schoolers in grade 8, and I said, wow, those grade 8 kids, dang, they must have it all figured out. And then when I got to grade 8, I really wanted to be in high school. And when I got into high school, I had some friends who were seniors worrying about applying for college. And I said, dang, like, I'm going to be in that position sometime too. I would love to, like, see where my life is going to go and where I might end up. So I guess what really that means is that every point that you wish for in the past, you might have in the future. So where you want to go, there you are. Yes, that's the saying. Where you want to go, there you are. I remember I saw that in a YouTube video one time, or I read it online. I don't remember where. But wherever you want to go, there you are. What that means is the position that you're in right now, the past version of you probably hoped that you were in this position. Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. When I was a junior in high school, I was like flat out broke. And that's the reason why I decided to start reselling cologne on eBay. And now, here I am. I have a lot of other different streams of making money that I could use to help pay for my school expenses. And I'm extremely grateful for that. But I do also recognize that a younger version of me wished that he was in my position right now. More likely, it's pretty likely that the me right now wishes I would have been in the position of me 5 years in the future. So all I'm saying is that if you're taking a hike and you only focus on getting to the top of the mountain, you might get demotivated because you never see how far you've come. Sometimes it is a little bit beneficial to turn around and just enjoy the view. But also at the same time, don't be afraid to just take that hike in the first place. Because if you never decide to do something hard, you're never going to push yourself in a meaningful enough way to where you actually experience growth. And in my opinion, feeling uncomfortable might mean that you're doing something right. But anyways, that's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching. It's a little bit shorter than the last one. I was coming up with this like mini topic throughout the entire day yesterday. And I think this was a really good, easy, summed up version of it that was very simple and easy to digest. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video, whenever that might be. And this is episode 2 of Riverside Talks. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.